Have you ever canceled plans at the last minute? Not because you were busy, but because staying in felt better? Like deeply better. No noise, no small talk, no pretending, just you, your thoughts, maybe a cup of tea, and a strange sense of relief. And then almost immediately that voice creeps in. Is something wrong with me? Because somewhere along the way, we were taught that enjoying being alone is suspicious. That it means you're lonely, antisocial, or missing out. But what if the opposite is true? What if the people who genuinely enjoy being alone aren't broken, but actually understand something most people don't? Let me show you what's really going on inside that quiet space. Imagine two people at a party. One is energized, bouncing from conversation to conversation, feeding off the energy of the room. The other smiles politely, stays for a bit, and then slips out early, feeling drained. It's easy to label the second person as shy or awkward, but psychology tells a different story. Your brain has something called an optimal stimulation level. Basically, it's the amount of external input, noise, people, activity, you need to feel comfortable. For some, that level is high. For others, it's lower. People who enjoy being alone often have brains that reach that threshold much faster. It's not that they dislike people. It's that too much stimulation feels overwhelming, like trying to listen to music that's just a little too loud all the time. So when they choose solitude, they're not escaping life. They're regulating it. But there's another layer to this. Being alone isn't just about escaping noise. It's about entering a different kind of world. Your inner world. Think about the last time you were completely alone, no phone, no distractions. At first, it might feel uncomfortable. Your brain starts throwing random thoughts at you, memories, worries, unfinished conversations. But if you stay there long enough, something shifts. The noise settles, and suddenly you're thinking more clearly, more deeply. That's because solitude activates something called the default mode network in your brain. It's the system responsible for introspection, self-reflection, and creativity. In simple terms, it's where your mind goes when it's finally allowed to breathe. This is why so many writers, artists, and thinkers throughout history have valued solitude so deeply. It's not just a preference, it's a tool. A space where ideas connect, where emotions are processed, where you actually get to meet yourself without interruption. And let's be honest, that can be scary. Because when you enjoy being alone, you can't hide from yourself. There's no distraction to drown out your thoughts. No social mask to wear. It's just you, your insecurities, your dreams, your contradictions. And not everyone wants to sit with that. But the people who do, the ones who lean into solitude instead of running from it, they develop a kind of self-awareness that's hard to fake. They start to understand their patterns, their triggers, their values. They become less dependent on external validation because they've built an internal reference point. And here's the interesting part. That doesn't make them disconnected. It often makes their relationships stronger. Because when you're comfortable being alone, you don't approach people out of need. You approach them out of choice. You're not looking for someone to fill a gap. You're looking to share something meaningful. And that changes everything. Of course, there's a line. Enjoying solitude is not the same as isolating yourself out of fear. Psychology makes that distinction very clear. Solitude is chosen and nourishing. Isolation is forced and draining. One recharges you. The other slowly disconnects you. So if you're someone who genuinely enjoys being alone, it's worth asking yourself, am I choosing this or am I hiding behind it? Because the healthiest version of solitude isn't about avoiding the world. It's about having a place to return to yourself, so you can show up in the world more fully. There's also a quiet confidence that comes with this. When you no longer rely on constant social interaction to feel okay, you become harder to shake. Rejection doesn't hit as deeply. Silence doesn't feel awkward. You're not chasing noise just to avoid emptiness. In a way, you become your own home. And maybe that's why people who enjoy being alone are often misunderstood. Because from the outside, it looks like they're